Now to the environment. The Nigeria Erosion and Watershed Management Project team has asked communities to adhere strictly with sanitary behavior as it will help safeguard the environment. The new MAP team is in Owerri, the Imo State capital, to educate communities on proper disposal of waste and water conservation to avoid gully erosion.
To say that the environment is important is an understatement. This is because the survival of man and every other species are dependent on how well the environment is. And states like Imo in the southeastern part of Nigeria is also campaigning to ensure the environment is protected, especially with the threat of gully erosion devastating several communities in the state. This forum, organized by the Nigeria Erosion and Watershed Management Project, New MAP, is one of such to educate affected communities on the need to imbibe new environmental habits that will help safeguard the environment.
If you change this habit of dumping refuse indiscriminately, I can tell you, we can assure you that these structures that we have here will last longer. And you would have other bodies coming up because you have changed your behavior of dumping of refuse.
Our people actually are brought to the full knowledge reasonably on what we are talking about environment. The business of gully erosion control and flood related matters which we are doing in this project is an aspect of environmental challenges.
New MAP disclosed that over 100 persons affected by gully erosion have been compensated and waiting for further approvals for establishment of farming activities in the affected communities.
Imo State is one of the states in the southeast ravaged by gully erosion challenges. People affected by the project have been compensated. Work at the gully erosion sites are nearing completion. World Bank and federal government are requested to approve more erosion sites for new MAP intervention.
However, some stakeholders in the affected communities appreciate the federal government's intervention, saying that the workshop will help in developing a proper sanitation culture.
They have done wonderfully well. They are doing a lot of work here. And any visitor coming to OBZ will definitely see some changes, a lot of changes. I commend their efforts.
Imo State is among the 7 states in the country that the World Bank-assisted New MAP project intervened in, and work has commenced in affected areas since September 2013. The communities are waiting patiently to see that their environment is revived again.
Rainfall is a natural phenomenon that could affect that situation in the southeast. And now in the south-south, it's actually doing that to residents of Asaba in Delta State when they woke up to find their streets flooded today as a result of the heavy rainfall that affected major roads, making vehicular movement very slow and even nearly impossible. For some residents, it was quite difficult to get into their own homes as there was water in their houses. Their cars were also brought to a halt because of the damage done to their engines. Officials to agriculture now of the International Fund for Agriculture Development have been inspecting rice and cassava value chain projects under the Benue Agricultural Revolution Program. The project, which encompasses rural roads and bridges into cluster farms and trading centers in the value chain pilot scheme, is projected to yield over 1 billion naira profits from the local farmers in Benue State. The state government also declared every Friday as a work-free day for civil servants to encourage them to get farming.
Last year, small-scale farmers in Adiede, in Gwe local government area, engaged in subsistence farming. Now they have access to tractors and improved seedlings for mechanized farming. The state government's agricultural value chain partnership with IFAD has made the difference. The value chain also includes the construction of access roads and bridges to cluster farms to help improve farming in local communities.
It now places a very big burden on the project coordinator and his team to make sure that this support that is coming from the government actually translates into development activities at the village level.
Some of the farmers highlight the improvement the value chain program has brought to farming in Benue State.
The program value chain is very, very important. It has bring a lot of development in our society. It helps us if we even have road with the aid of the value chain and by clearing the land where we are going to farm. It helps us very, very well.
We are seeing the improvement because they have built us, they said that they will build some house so that if we produce our rice, we can keep them inside, even though we build the warehouses. And we are seeing the improvement in the service provider. They said that they will bring some tractors and they will supply us fertilizer.
The IFAD team also visits the Okpoku value chain farm owned by one of the local cooperative societies. Following the declaration of every Friday in the month of June as a work-free day for civil servants in the state, some of them head to their farms.
I will encourage all our workers to go back to farm, because now that it's very, very difficult to pay salaries, it is better to also have a farm in addition to what they collect as salaries, so that even if the salaries don't come, you can be able to have something to eat and fall back on.
The Benue Agricultural Value Chain Program may just provide alternative incomes for civil servants who are being owed several months of salary arrears to help cushion the effects of the economic downturn.
After all, agriculture is so important. And that's it on News Across Nigeria for this edition. From me and the entire production team, thanks for watching. See you again.